Hey everybody, AM 1230 WJOB 104.7 FM. Here we are on October 21st of 2025, and we are going to go into the Calumet Painting Show. Sorry I was a little bit late. Trying to fix a system that isn't quite ready yet, and that means we're going to push them back about 5 minutes. But let's go right into it. Your name, sir?
My name's Rick Suarez, Calumet Painting and Restoration. I'm the president. And we were just talking off the air a little bit about discussing some of the things we can do to help you get your home ready for the holidays coming up. You know, once Halloween is here, it comes up on us real quick. But before we do get into that, Jed, I just wanted to throw some things out there that we recently been over at the Cooperator Show, which is a condo show up at Navy Pier. That was last Thursday. And then we did the Highland garage sale October the 18th in Highland at the Lincoln Center. We're going to be doing a show at the Sparta Dome. I think that's in Crown Point, I believe. That's this Saturday. And then Highland is having another garage sale at the Lincoln Center November the 15th between 9 and 2. And then lastly, there's a show in Dyer at the Kohler Middle School, the Dyer Holiday Shopping Spree and Craft Show. That's November the 22nd at 10 to 3. So come out and see us. You can see some of our displays, some of our cabinets that we repaint the doors and stuff. We have we have our showers out there. You can see our shower systems, and you could talk to some of the guys that are and gals that work for us, and then make a little connection with us so we can take it from there. You know?
So you go to all these shows. What do you get out of it?
Oh, we get leads. We get leads. You know, leads are the lifeblood of any business. You can't do anything until you get a lead. So, like all the other stuff, all the training, all the sales training, everything, the production, none of that works unless you get a lead. So, that's the beginning of the pipeline. So you have.
Like the Highland Garage Sale, the Sparta Dome.
Yeah.
And the Highland Garage Sale isn't specifically for
home improvement.
Yeah, home improvement and that kind of thing. But
right.
It is certainly, there's a lot of people that go to it.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you go to both kind of like gatherings and to, I guess, home improvement things.
Yeah.
Because if you're thinking of redoing your bathroom, you might go to one of these shows.
Sure. Yeah, we do all the home shows. Those are most of those are in the springtime. The condo shows that we do are directed more for property managers and stuff like that, but they're really big jobs and complicated jobs. So, it's kind of our niche. We do a lot of that kind of work. But wherever there's people, there's an opportunity. We call it non-conventional. It's really non-conventional marketing. You kind of go in it at a different angle, but sometimes in like the bath's kind of a saturated market right now. Windows is another one that's saturated, so you got to try to find your leads in some other form, and so that's why we'll go to like garage sales, sometimes races, 5Ks. You never know what if you get enough people there, somebody's walking by and they go, you know what, I was thinking about doing a bath, so I might as well take your information. You'd be surprised. They just kind of come out of nowhere. So.
Just as a little bit of background on this, the Calumet Painting and Restoration was voted
Best of the region.
Best of the region.
Mm-hmm. 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. Yeah, we've.
What do you attribute that to?
Our workers. I have really, really painting masters. I call them. I call them artists, but I don't say that to their face too often because I don't want their heads to swell up too much. But they're really, really good. Very, very. They all have their own little talent. Each of them. Some of them are real good plaster mud people. I call them mud or drywallers. Some of them are real good, just spray painters. I got a couple guys that are really good at painting cabinets, that kind of stuff. So we just kind of team them up and put them in their different areas that they can help the company the best at, and we just let them go. And I found out years ago that because like anybody, and I bet every painter out there, we all started in the field painting. We were probably pretty good painters, and then we just the business evolved and got bigger and bigger. And I haven't had a brush in my hand probably in 20 years, but I learned like 20 years ago that my guys were a lot better than I was at it and a lot faster at it. so all I had to do was figure out how long it would take us to do it, and then that's kind of how the business kind of evolved from there. Yeah.
It evolved out of being a fireman and having
Well, that too.
24 on, 48 off. You get a
Well,
little.
well, I worked a lot, yeah. So I would, go fight fire or protect the city. I would say, for 24, and then 48, the 2 days off. I'd hustle and try to, chase the leads down, and then I would come back at the firehouse when I had some downtime. I'd work up the proposals there, and then the next day go at it again. It was a lot of work.
Do you miss the firehouse?
I missed the firehouse when we're sitting around the table after a fire or some work that we did, and just cut breaking bread with all the guys. Really missed that part of it because you just And I was thinking about. It's funny you said that because I was thinking about that this morning, that you end up with this extended family, and you look around and you say, I would never pick these guys to be my brothers, but I got some brothers I wouldn't have picked as brothers either. So it's like you're stuck with what you got, and and actually everything that happens to you in your life is out in the open because you talk about it all the time. You're there for 24 hours, and you end up befriending some people, and you talk about your problems or whatever it may, the good things and the bad things, I guess.
You said before we get on to the holidays, you said something that we're actually talking to a supplier about advertising here.
Yeah.
And they said the exact same thing, that not so much the windows. We didn't talk about windows. We talked about baths.
Yeah.
And how the bath market has just been exploded. And I guess part of it is, do you want to go in there, you want to individually tile it, and do you want to go do it the old way, or do you want to come in and do a one-day bath?
Yeah. And
I think from what I'm reading, the situation is, in the old days, like, one-day baths came on, and like, that's kind of, lower level.
Yeah, cheaper stuff.
Stuff.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the one-day baths are supplanting some of the higher-end, stuff, especially if you have like four bathrooms. Like, we got 4 bathrooms in my house, and I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind putting a one-day bath here in the guest bathroom.
It's a better system. If you really look at it, the 100% acrylic baths are, they're almost impenetrable. Once you set them up right, you got a couple areas like the caulked areas that you got to kind of watch. But in a tiled bath, you got all the grout lines you got to worry about. Because grout will, if it's not sealed, will absorb water too. So they're not so. It becomes a better system, an easier system to maintain. An acrylic bath is, Now, we don't just do the wet areas. What we call the wet areas is what you're talking about, the actual shower, putting the shower in. We're actually a complete bath remodeler, so we can do tile floors, we can do flooring in there, we can gut the whole bathroom and redo the whole thing for you. So a lot of people, and there's some bath people out there, I'm not naming names, or pointing anybody out, but a lot of them are, we're kind of taught to just do that wet area because it's a quick in and quick out, and then go to another job. It's more of a business decision, but we decided we've always done kind of custom baths anyway, so it kind of fit right into us that we are able to offer all of the other stuff along with it. So you get, once we're done, if you do the other thing, paint the bathroom, whatever, we can do it all, and then you have a new bath for the holidays. There we can get it ready for the holidays. There we go, fell right into that one.
You did. Hey, so I went, the wife and I went somewhere. Oh, we went to visit our niece in Cincinnati. Maddie from Cincinnati. And we went down there and stayed in you stay in the downtown area on an off time, and you can get a pretty good room.
Yeah.
So we had a really nice room in the Hyatt or Hilton. And I'm, taking a shower, and I'm like, wow, this is a really nice shower. Yeah. I mean, the faucet is nice, and it's looks like tile all the way around.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking to the maintenance guy later, and I'm like, well, you guys all got all new bathrooms. He goes, oh yeah, those are all one day baths.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is it? It looks
it
looks
like
exactly like tile.
Yeah.
It has a nice drain.
Yeah.
It has I don't know I don't know what kind of flooring it is, like a speckled flooring or something
yeah,
like
for a
that.
non-skid, so you don't slip. That's why it
Yeah.
gives that speckle on
Is
it.
that
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
speckle is?
yeah.
And then of course the brand new sliding glass.
Glass door.
Yeah, that just is like you just barely touch it and it
Yeah,
opens.
yeah, yeah.
And so I mean, is that what hotels are doing
Yeah,
too?
hotels are doing. I know when we were getting trained. Actually, one of the products that we use is BCI up in. They're up from Libertyville, I think it is, up in Illinois. So we went up there, we trained, and so we're factory trained, for their specific product. But it's unbelievable the amount how it evolves. Every time I go up there or talk to somebody there, they came up with a different look. Like now they got these laser etched panels that look exactly like subway tile or whatever, like diamond shapes and all these different things. And it has evolved, and that's another market. See, that would just be another market for somebody that wanted to do, instead of just doing one at a time, he wants to do 30 of them. And yeah, it's the market's there. I mean, I would get back to the fact that it's a low maintenance thing. And so the less maintenance you have on anything, the more money that the owner can keep, or the homeowner, or the hotel owner. So yeah, it's really good. I think it would be a good move really for an older hotel to kind of, like, if they're going to switch over and remodel, they might as well do that. It's quicker, it's faster, and less maintenance. I mean, it's a kind of win-win-win for everybody.
We're talking to Rick Suarez. He's the president of Calumet Painting and Restoration. And if you're listening to this at another time, this may not necessarily apply, but we're getting ready to go into the holidays, and people do look around at their houses and go, hey, man, how's this going to work? And what are the kind of things that people want to do going into the holidays?
Well, most people, they start looking around and they go, hey, we're going to have the holidays here this year, or we're having Thanksgiving, or we're having Christmas. And so they want their house to look fresh, and they start looking around and they go, well, we haven't painted these walls in 15 years or whatever, and my brother's whatever, some family members coming over, and so they decide that they want to get everything repainted, fix that crack that's been in the ceiling for forever, and they've been looking at it, and so those are the type of things. Normally, it's like those areas, like maybe the bathrooms, they want them repainted because people will be using the bathrooms, and so normally. And it almost seems like it works this way. We get a lot of work until right after Thanksgiving, and then once people start putting up the decorations, and they won't let you in the house anymore because everything's up already. So it's kind of why I'm talking about it now. It's never too early. We're actually offering discounts. I think it's a 15% discount. That's the biggest discount we typically give. We're giving it right now. So if you want to do any of that work, now's the time to call. You just call the office, 219-844-7501. Speak to any of the team members that answer the phone there, and they'll set you up with a free estimate. And we can turn the estimates over in a couple of days. We can get back with the price, and then we'll go from there.
Look at Adriana Alvarez as the producer putting up your flyer.
She's getting better and better, I'm telling you.
There it is. Call today for your free estimate. There's the flyer. If you're watching on YouTube, all you got to do is go over to YouTube, and you can watch this anytime you want. And you can also get this, Adriana, on Apple and Spotify. Is that true? Yep. So basically, if you guys aren't aware, here at WJOB, we kind of working our way into the podcast world and into the YouTube world. So if you want to watch Calumet Painting and Restoration. All right, let's go into some of the specifics. Say somebody calls you and says, hey, I want my house painted before Christmas. I mean, can you get it done?
Yes, absolutely. Right now, yeah. And that changes the closer we get to Christmas. Like if you wait, well, I would tell you right now, we can, I have 13 painters working for me, so we can pretty much paint a whole house in 3 days, from top to bottom on the inside typically. But, like most of the jobs, I would say, are 3 rooms or so, 3 or 4 rooms. You're looking at a couple of days we can get in and out.
I mean, they don't want it top to bottom. They're like, hey, just
living room, dining room, kitchen, or something like that. A couple of bathrooms. We can probably in 2 days we'd be in and out of the house. So we can turn them over pretty quick. And I wish I would guarantee it, but I don't have the schedule in front of me, so it's kind of hard for me to say. I have a person that schedules it, Melinda over at the office. So if you do call, she would actually talk to you and let you know where you fit into the schedule, and then you get the discount. You get it done before Christmas, so you're kind of winning on both ends there.
You know, we've talked a lot in the past about painting the cabinets.
Yeah.
And how much cheaper that is than buying a new cabinet.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
how kind of easy of not easy,
Yeah.
but it certainly can
Yeah.
be, significantly
Yeah.
less money, and but it is a little bit. People
Yeah.
got to take the doors off.
Yeah.
Typically, you'll put new hardware in
Yeah.
there at the same time,
Yeah.
so that takes a little bit of time to screw all that in there.
Yes.
But I had a buddy that had his old cabinets painted,
Yeah.
and they were like they were just like old kind of
Wood,
crappy,
yeah,
old
right.
crappy
Yeah,
wood. And
plywood or something.
yeah, it was old
Yeah.
crappy plywood,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he got it all painted
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Holy moly!"
What a
Now,
difference, yeah.
what color are you guys painting a lot of kitchens right now?
It seems like gray colors have been in for a while, like with two-tone grays. And what I mean by that is they usually do the lower, the base cabinets like in a darker gray, and the upper cabinets in the lighter gray. I've seen some real nice blue tint colors, like not cubby blue, but like a lighter kind of a blue. That looks really nice. I had a customer a couple of years back wanted her cabinets to be like a red maroon color, and I was like shaking my head. I'm thinking this ain't gonna work, But once it was done, unbelievable. Yeah, it was really beautiful. It's actually was stunning when you came in and you seen the cabinets. It went with what I wasn't picturing is how the layout of her house was, or her kitchen, and all the other colors she had on her walls. It just kind of like flowed all the way through. It's beautiful. So there's I don't pick colors for people. I kind of help them out. Ultimately, they're the ones that got to live with it. So it's really up to them. There really is no wrong color, I guess. So if it's
Hey,
something
wait a
you like,
second.
yeah.
Have you ever done a color where you just like, I can't believe I'm doing this?
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, we painted them black. We painted them yellow. Just hey, our job is to make sure the paint sticks.
You never painted them mauve, did you?
A mauve color, I can't say I have. No,
You
I
know,
can't say. Mauve is one of those tricky colors. Because it changes with the light on different angles. It looks different. So it's one of those colors. Yeah.
So
Not a big fan.
I have an old pool table.
Yeah.
And I brought the guy over to say, hey, can you look about refelting this thing? And he's like, well, it'll, it's going to cost. This is an old one. But he goes, but I'll tell you what. I had a guy order this felt, and somehow it went sideways. And he's like, hey, it's a little bit different. It's mauve, but I'll do it at I'll do it less than half price just to kind of get it out of my thing. I'll do it for basically the labor, and I'll give you the thing here. You paid for it, but whatever. So I wound up getting a mauve. I have a mauve pool table.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, you probably have the only one. Probably,
the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, I quit playing pool years ago, but every once in a while, someone will come over and say, "Dude, where did you get mauve? Did you have to special order that?" And I'm like, "Yes, I did have to special order that." I was like,
"It's a Minnesota Fat Special."
Exactly. It's a 50% discount.
Yeah.
So I mean, that doesn't happen in painting where someone wants to get rid of some paintings or painting or anything like that.
Yeah. We make people sign off on the color when we'll consult with them. We'll tell them what we think. Ultimately, it's their decision. And when they pick the color especially a color that's controversial in my mind, and actually on any color, we'll make them sign off on it. These are the colors you pick. We've had people change their mind, and it's an expensive thing to do.
That's what happened on my mauve pool table.
Yeah. Yeah. So, once we get, if we're up, we're painting the outside of your house, and halfway through you decide you don't like the color, we can change it for you, but you just bought all that paint and 2 days of labor. So, you got to make sure. That's why you're always better off. I always tell people, you can get the little swatches and stuff. Me personally, if it was my house, I'd paint it on a little square, a bigger square, put it up on the house, tape it on the house, and walk back and look at it at night, in the morning, in the afternoon, because it changes color. The colors change with different lighting. So you want to make sure you're 100%. Some people got the eye for it; they know right away. But it's a tough decision. It really is. It's a
So,
tough decision.
in getting ready for the holidays, painting is probably the biggest one.
Yeah, on the inside, yeah. Well, bathrooms too. A lot of people deciding, hey, we got to get that bathroom fixed up because we got people coming over. So baths is another one that gets pushed right now. But normally, right now, we're getting those calls where people want the outside of their house painted still, and I'm going to use that word global warming, but whatever you want to call it, it seems like the seasons have turned, and so we actually would end our season typically around Halloween. Now we're outside until like Thanksgiving, so it gives us another 3 or 4 weeks that we can sneak in some houses. So I think Melinda was just talking to me yesterday about our schedule, and we're not promising anything right now on the outside that we could get it done. We're probably looking at next spring at this point, but
Well, you might get it. I mean, it's
we
a
might get it.
weird
It's
thing.
a weird thing, yeah. It
Right?
is.
Like
It is.
I got a buddy calling me and say, "Hey, let's golf on Thursday," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, why not? I haven't never really played this late into
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah.
So it's tough to do the outside work.
Right now it's
but
about
if
done,
you're
yeah.
looking at you want to get something done
Yeah.
pretty quickly
Yeah.
into the holidays,
Yeah.
it's painting
Yes.
some rooms and then doing maybe even painting some cabinets.
Yeah.
Right?
Cabinets
You
would
can
be a good thing.
paint the
Yeah.
cabinets,
Yeah.
paint the
Yeah.
rooms. Doing a whole kitchen before Christmas.
Yeah. We
is
could probably
possible.
get it in. Yeah. Probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right now, I mean, we're in the middle of October, let's say. Yeah, we probably got time to get one in. Yeah, or two. Yeah. Yeah, it all depends when you call. Like if you call me on December the 15th, that would be kind of tough. But, right now, got a couple months into it, we probably could squeeze it in. Yeah.
All right, so that's it. Calumet Painting, Rick Suarez, 219-844-7501. Talk to Melinda. The, it's here we are talking, coming up on Halloween.
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit tough, but sounds like you can get it done when you get through. Really what it is you're trying to keep your guys busy through the holidays.
Absolutely.
Now, I will reiterate this one thing that you have said many times is that you get a little discount if you'll do something in January and February and March.
Yeah, we offer 15% discounts on any painting work, and then I think we're giving $1,200 off on a bath, on a shower replacement, either tub or whatever it is that you're going to do in the wet area. We'll give you $1,200 off. Yeah, so they're both real nice discounts. Help you. I know times are kind of tough right now, but it's a good opportunity to save yourself a little money and get your house. And we have also some same as cash deals, and we have some financing that we can offer also. So a lot of options there. Just reach out to us at 219-844-7501, and we'll send somebody out. It might be me. You might get lucky and get me out there, but I got 2 other salespeople, so.
You might want to trim that goatee before you start going out
Okay,
to the
I will.
public.
I'll work
all right?
on it. I'll work on it.
There it is. Rick Suarez, former fireman and now running Calumet Painting and Restoration. All right, until next time, we'll see you later.